This is what they were greeted to when they got
What is this? What is this meth lab cracked out oompa loompa in this?
I have been inspired to try a new RPG quest. I'm going to be interested to know if you've heard anything about this. I figured that you have, but I'm always going to be surprised. Have you heard about Willy's chocolate experience? No?
Willy's chocolate what?
Willy's chocolate experience. Have you heard? Oh, I'm
I have
so...
no idea what this is.
I'm so happy
Is this like
right
some
now.
TikTok trend? Because
No.
I definitely wouldn't know that.
No, it's not a TikTok trend, and I am so happy that you don't know what this is, because I get to explain it to you, and I'm just...
Oh, great.
I am so excited. I'm going to share with you some photos, and I'm going to share these with you because in Glasgow, Scotland, there was this company that was enticing kids and their parents to come to essentially Willy Wonka's chocolate experience. They enticed them with what are these AI images, which I will share with you right now. And as you can see, they are big and they're colorful. Try not to get too focused on the terminology on some of these, which is just bad. No one proofread these. But the point of the matter is that this looks fascinating. Cotton candy world that the kids are going to go into to be enchanted in a Willy Wonka style experience. You've got your, candy cane trees and the Twilight Tunnel and lots of entertainment. It's going to be amazing. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I am now going to share with you some of the photos of what it actually looked like when they got that.
It's gonna be DashCon all over again.
This is what they were greeted to when they got...
What is this? What is this meth lab cracked out oompa loompa in this first picture?
Yes, that is what they were able to do for the Oompa Loompas. She's apparently very nice. She's talked about this since then. She was trying to make it nice for the kids because, everybody else was so deflated by the fact that, they didn't, have a script because the script was AI generated. And so they asked the crew to just, improvise. And so she tried to, hand out candy to the kids and try to make it nice anyway. So
hold on. Is this, some chocolate factory or something? What is this? You said chocolate
This
place?
is like an this is supposed to be like the chocolate experience. The idea being that, we're creating, a theme park. But for Willy Wonka.
Okay, but what's the actual place? What is the place hosting this?
What is the place hosting this? Oh, well, I can tell you. So it is a London-based company called House of Illuminati that put this on.
Cool. So how is that a company and not just a cult?
Well, I'm still... The jury's still out on that, Alex. But anyway, website for the event promised interactive installations, including enchanted garden, sculptures, a Twilight Tunnel, and whimsical performances from people dressed as Oompa Loompas. Tickets cost what is equivalent to $44 each.
Wow. So House of Illuminati, what is it?
I can tell you about the House of Illuminati if you'd really like.
I need to know a little bit about this.
Okay, I'm at their website. I want to explain this to you. The House of Illuminati says extraordinary events and immersive experiences.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I'll let House of Illuminati explain themselves to you. Welcome to the House of Illuminati, a realm where fantasy and reality converge to create unparalleled immersive experiences. Our journey is fueled by a passion for blending art, technology, and storytelling into unforgettable events.
Is that why they use AI to generate everything?
Yes. From avant-garde performances to grand interactive galas, each event is a meticulously crafted adventure designed to evoke wonder and inspire the imagination. At the House of Illuminati, we're not just organizing events, we're crafting extraordinary experiences that linger in your memories, inviting you to explore the extraordinary and step beyond the ordinary.
Yeah, these photos you sent me really inspire anything they just said.
Yes! They do.
I mean, I will say the actual practical props they have are
They're
You
not
know,
bad.
They're not bad.
It's just
not-
sparse.
The rainbow's a little strange, but yeah.
Yeah,
You know, they got props that actually look decent, so
the
like
drop
that's
cloth
cool,
is
but
it's a nice drop cloth. I'll give
the
them that.
drop cloth of the factory windows.
Yeah, I, I did like this. But one of the things though that I saw everybody talking about online is that this is actually probably more artistic than if they had done a good job, because this does feel like, you know, like an industrial art project of like how sad and corporatized this feels. But
All we need is the
Yes.
drop cloth with those factory windows with a ball pit in front of it
yes,
to look even sadder, and then we'll have DashCon 2.0.
this is the discourse that's been going on online, because it
Sure,
is just
I've missed it because I guess when you said terminal online, you meant on like Twitter.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't use Twitter.
I did see this though in major news outlets. They were talking about this, and
I have
looking
nothing
into
better
it.
to report on.
Yes, we had nothing better to report on except all of these pictures from very sad attendees at the latest version of DashCon. So, at any rate, though, it did inspire me to come up with an idea that I wanted to create a quest, and I want to entice my adventuring party to the Super Awesome Dungeon. And I am going to entice them there with discussion of being able to slay the mightiest of dragons and collect the greatest of loot, and I'm going to have wonderful pictures up for it.
I feel like it's got to be a chocolate dragon, or it doesn't count at this point.
Chocolate dragon, we can do that, the chocolate dragon. But what I wanted to discuss is, when the adventurers eventually get to the dungeon, what are they actually going to be greeted with? So,
3 goblins in a trench coat,
perfect.
wearing a luau skirt.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And they are an island giant. That's what they're posing as. Island giant.
No, they're posing as a luau.
They're
Like a
posing
belly dancer.
the Alola region execute, and they were really
Yeah.
tall like a palm tree. They're posing as that.
Executor, yeah.
Yeah, executor. Yeah.
The dragon grass type.
Yeah. I did have the thought of a mimic that's just disguised as a ball pit.
You know what? That would be great, actually.
I think that we need a mimic ball pit in the
It'd be a mimic pit.
yeah. Another idea I had: potions that are served in red solo cups.
Too classy.
Too. Sorry, I'm getting too classy here. Styrofoam white cups.
They're served in, like, the paper bathroom cups.
What about like just the old mugs that just say "World's Greatest Dad"?
There you go.
There we go.
All of them. Just every single one of them says World's Greatest Dad, but they're all in different fonts,
Oh, perfect. Yes, yes.
and all of them are variants of Comic Sans.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say everything's Comic Sans when you get there. The dragon is obviously a cutout. That's just the way it is.
It's not even a cutout. Didn't cut it out. It's just the printout meant to be a cutout that they forgot to cut out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
And then drizzled with chocolate.
so now the thing about it is that I figured we create this nice landscape that has all of these terrible, terrible ideas in it. But then we'd need to actually have a quest line around it, I guess, of the deflated adventurers trying to figure out what to do with all of this or how it came to be. And I'm figuring that it's probably like a man behind the curtain situation. But
So what you do is you have it be everything's under the effect of some illusion spell.
I was gonna say, like we have.
So it looks like it's actually the thing they said it was going to be, and then once the illusion's broken, it literally is just a cardboard standee and the goblins in trench coats. And
Oh yeah. So you see the event, like the event posters were his like early work of like what he was trying.
Have you played far enough in Baldur's Gate that you got to the
Grove, where the witch
where
is,
the hag?
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the nice sunny glade, but if you actually like see, if you have a high enough perception roll, you see it for like the swamp that it actually is.
Yeah, the swamp, and you see all the sheep and stuff are actually red caps.
And the red cats are just going bah to try and convince you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like that. It'll be like that.
I'm thinking that it would be really funny if it turns out that the illusion wizard is just not a very good wizard. Like just
I
a
mean,
terrible.
it's good enough to do that, but you know, not creative.
He can do the outside of the dungeon. He can't render the inside of the dungeon very well.
It's all illusion.
It's all illusion magic. Yeah.
It's all illusion magic.
Perfect.
So
Excellent.
yeah, except in the mimic too, it's all illusion.
Perfect. I'm loving
It's not
this.
really a mimic. It's really just a giant sandworm.
Okay, so we're going with Dune.
Well, instead of just the ball pit being a mimic itself, the ball pit is the mouth of a big sandworm going. "Rah."
Oh, that's really cool. We've
So
created a
jump
Sarlacc
inside.
pit.
Yeah, pretty much. Wow, this ball pit's so deep. Yeah, take another 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get to the bottom. Just give it like 1,000 years. You're gonna be fine. You'll get to the bottom eventually. What else would you like to put into the super awesome dungeon that is badly rendered by the illusion wizard?
A bard.
Just a pile of dead bards?
No, that's different. You hide behind the pile of dead bards.
Oh, that's a mountain
no, a
in
bard,
this world. Yeah.
Again, a bard that is using illusion magic to make you think that their bard playing is really like good,
Oh,
but it turns out they're really, really bad.
they're really
They're not
bad.
making performance checks. They're just using like minor, mere one of those minor spells.
Oh, yeah. They're doing like a minor illusion or something like that.
Yeah, because it can produce sound.
Yes, that's true. That's true. They're just not very talented otherwise. They can't even afford the loot. They just have a stick in their hands.
They just have a
Sadly playing a stick.
a rake. It's not a guitar. It's a rake. Yeah, this could be a thing where it's almost like a little theme park your players could explore, and it's like they have to, maybe they have to break free of those illusions. For instance, the bard tries to do bard things at them, and they have to break free from that enchantment, as it were.
Mhm.
They're not really a bard. They do illusion and enchantment magic.
Sure.
Maybe you have a tunnel of love type ride. You know, a boat ride.
Yeah.
And again, it's just kind of an illusion. It doesn't really go through any tunnel of love. It goes through like this actually kind of eerie, like overhang of tree branches that form an archway.
Yeah.
And it's not really a boat. It's really you're just kind of in a cart with a donkey.
Are we Shrek in this scenario?
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like this would work as like a one-off quest or one-off like.
Oh, this isn't a campaign. You can't sustain this for a
Yeah.
campaign. But
I mean, you could. It would just be they'd learn really quickly.
yeah, they'd figure it out. I like the idea though that like you've enticed them in with this grand treasure, and it looks like all of the gold, like the giant pile of gold for the dragon. But then they get down there and they find out that the real treasure was just a note, and it says the friends you made along the way.
No, even better than that. It's all scale model.
They made miniatures of the treasure.
It's they took a picture with macro.
They made an
So-
HO scale treasure.
It's this tiny little pile of coins that are painted gold.
Yeah.
It's not real coins, just painted that way. And then it's got this little dragon resting on top of it that's
Ooh.
also just painted.
Oh, better yet, they're chocolate coins. So they've actually they've achieved the chocolate part of the chocolate experience that they were going for. They can actually claim that now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go, chocolate coins. Or what you do is you have just all of that chocolate coins, and then there's one coin on top with the fake dragon on it. That's like a real coin, but it turns out it's just gold-plated copper coin,
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
so that it's still worthless.
You could inadvertently find out that the coin, if you're into coin collecting, it's actually like a rare coin.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it actually is worth money, and you had to go through all of that. I think it'd be fun, because you could make traps that are kind of boring traps, but make them sound really grandiose. A lot of monsters that you can put into that. A lot of landscapes where you can just, like, you can talk about, like, the lava pits, but it's just like a little bonfire you put off into the corner. Just, like...
And the best track of all is the queue lines.
Oh, Yep.
The illusory queue lines that look like they're going places, but you're sitting in them for 4 hours and you really haven't moved very far.
Oh, see, if I was an illusion magician, you know how I would stall people? I would create a queue line for the enemies, but I would make it constantly look like it's moving forward, even though they're not actually getting ahead. So they just like, wow, this line is really long. No, I'm making sure you don't actually go anywhere.
The more the queue line looks like it's moving forward, the actual farther the floor underneath you moves backwards.
Basically you are on a treadmill. Just keep going backwards while you move forward. Yeah, exactly. This is actually a really good way to detain people if you have the ability to. Something to think about, folks. Super awesome dungeon. Something that you can use as like a one-shot for your party, mostly to annoy them. I think this is mostly an annoying dungeon. I think that the final boss is just the manager. And the manager is probably like an actual like ogre or something that's running the show. Or I guess the illusion magician. Although I like to think that the illusion magician would have too much self-respect to have done this without coercion. Like, no.
They're bad. They're a stage magician.
Oh, so they're like an actual, like, pull the rabbit out of the hat magician, but they tried something a little bit out of their depth?
Something like that. Their whole thing is, sleight of hand and illusion magic.
Oh,
kind of deal.
Fun.
The Penn and Teller.
Yes, exactly.
Because real world magic is all illusions and smoke and mirrors and sleight of hand. So have this guy do the same thing, where it's all smoke and mirrors and minor illusions.
Alex, you're telling me that they didn't actually pull a rabbit out of the hat?
Actually, the rabbit was up their sleeve the whole time.
Oh. I thought the rabbit teleported into the hat and then they...
It could have been a magic rabbit.
Could have been a magic rabbit. That's all. Yeah. There needs to be a little thing in my super awesome dungeon, which is just like all the rabbits that didn't make it to the hat trick storm in. Like you have a herd of bunnies that comes and tramples.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is Bender's big score when he's like, yeah, we're just all going to come up from that tunnel underneath right now instead of when we logically should have.
Exactly.
All the bunnies are going to come out of the hat.
Yep.
At the same time instead of when they logically should have.
Yep.
And it's going to rip a hole in the space-time fabric of the universe.
You know what? It works, and that's really that's the point. It works.
You know what? Todd Howard is now the magician.
Todd Howard is the magician.
It just works.
It just works. That's why he tried to convince people that there was 16 times the detail. And it turns out that
16 times.
16 times. You don't even notice that the goblins are 3 goblins stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, because it looks like it's 16 times 3 goblins.
That's the biggest executor that you've ever seen. If you have some ideas on things that we can put in the super awesome dungeon to really expand upon this idea, let us know.
Wonka's Chonk, a Dungeon of Change.
Well, there's the episode title. Wonka Chonka's Dungeon of Change.
Good luck with that one.
Also a really great name for a rock band. We're gonna make that happen. Okay.